Hello, people of the internet. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, happy Thursday to you all. We have got a whole lot of music to check out today, so let us get started. This is NINE.i. This will be my first NINE.i comeback that I'm covering on the channel, and this will be a very fun time. Of course, they were part of last year's rookie class. Debuted last year. Parallel Universe was a very good song. They had a comeback with Young Boy, which I had missed, I think. It either dropped before I started making videos, or I had just missed it in like the very early days. So it was like it must have been that end towards the end of last year. But they've made a comeback. They've dropped an EP, and well, we're gonna be checking out the title track "Turn It Off" today. I remember seeing a comment about this a little while ago. I forget who it was, so apologies. I think it might have been in a community post a little while ago, as I go and deal with an ant that's crawling on my desk. But yeah, I said that whenever NINE.i have a comeback, we were going to cover it, and well, here we are. That day has arrived, so let's check it out real quick. Here we go. Yeah. Okay. Is there captions? No, it's just auto-generated. That's okay. Let's enjoy this. See what they've got. They've had two fairly different concepts in terms of like sound identity for their last two releases, so let's see what Turned It Off is going to be like. Here we go. Can already see kind of maybe futuristic. Oh, I was off the mark a little bit. Okay. Whoa! Again, very different sound from their previous releases. Not the key I thought it was going to go into. Little triple guitar fill to finish. Oh, this is so interesting. It's like what the 80s would have called futuristic synth, but now what we call retro synth. When the synths are like really punchy, it's very retro. But when the synths are gone, it's not very retro. The second half of the chorus, the way it kind of goes into its own little chord sequence, I think is really cool. Oh, it's still going. Oh my goodness. Is this the final chorus already? Wow! Oh my goodness. Well, where has this come from? Wow! I'm very pleasantly surprised by this. It's very retro synthy, but it doesn't quite feel like pure 1980s. I think it's very heavy. It's like 80-20, leaning into that 80s retro kind of like synth pop vibe, which, if you know anything about me, I absolutely adore a retro synth sound. Well, it's just the way the synth is so punchy, but it's that punchy synth combined with that running synth bass part that just brings everything together. It's got such a nice groove to it. Actually quite a loud song. It's considered like it doesn't have a whole lot of different components in it, but all the components are very busy and they're very in your face about it, and I love that. Like, I want to go from the beginning again. I'm sure the song would have started around here-ish, right? I'm so glad they chose to make the bassline, that synth bassline, as a triplet based bassline. I think it adds such a nice groove to it. So essentially, the bassline for the song, even though the song has been written in 4, so like 4 beats per measure, I'll count it in for you, I'm gonna make it a little bit easier. 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 3, 4. That's the beat, right? But listen to the synth. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Having that bass part be in 3 adds a little bit of like a hop, skip, and a jump kind of like style in the beat. If it was in 16th notes, this would be a really fast song. In fact, if the bass line was in 4 instead of in 3, this song would feel more like a song out of like a high intensity like action scene, a la like Danger Zone from Top Gun. It'd have that kind of feeling to it because that bass line is so fast. But because it's in 3, it's got a little bit of a skip in its step. And because of it, the song doesn't feel too quick. And I think the fact that the bass line is in 3 is kind of holding the entire song in place. And I really appreciate that about it, because the pacing in this stage right now is so nice. Keep it going. Funnily enough, the song stays in 1 chord until you get to the chorus. It's also a very interesting composition choice. Typically, I think the funny thing about most pop songs is you can kind of figure out the chord sequence, because most pop songs will only use about 4 chords, 4, 6, maybe 8 chords. But with NINE.i through the verse, it's only 1 chord. And I'm pretty sure it's a G of some G of sorts. I think it's like a G. But it stays constant until that chorus drop happens. And because it's all constant all the way through, there's really no clear indicator of when a pre-chorus occurs. So that chorus drop, when it happens, just kind of boom, sneaks up on you. And it's that kind of explosion of energy into that chorus that you know, like, oh, new phase of the song. Still in the same chord though, and then you start hearing the chord in the background start moving around, like, okay, now we're going somewhere. This chorus is really high. This guitar fill in the post-chorus is everything to me. This guitar fill, I think, really solidifies this 80s sound. I'm also now, I think, slightly realizing that chord in the beginning, in the verses, might be a D and not a G. I'll listen to it again. Yeah, it's a D, not a G. really good. This is really nice. Pleasantly surprised, I think, is an understatement. This is really cool. It's got such a nice groove to it, too. You know, I know this came with an EP. I don't have time to listen to the album today. And frankly, I don't actually know when, if I'll even ever have the time to, like, actually watch it on here. But I'll definitely listen to the album in my free time. And, yeah, I'm mighty impressed by this. I'm mighty impressed indeed. But that is it for me today, everybody. Thank you all for watching along with me. Hopefully you enjoyed it as much as I did. One last request from me today. Let us work together as a community to bring a little bit of extra happiness back into the world. Whether it be, checking with your friends and family, holding the door open for somebody, even picking up a piece of trash off the street. Just one small act of kindness that may brighten up someone else's day to day. Know that wherever you are in the world, should you ever be going through a tough time in your life, for whatever reason it may be, even though I'm just some guy on the internet who waffles about music in his free time, knows that I will always be a friend, ally, and a shoulder to lean on whenever you need me. So take care of yourselves, take care of each other, spread the love, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.